Well, that was amazing. Somehow Poppy Playtime Chapter 3 made waiting 625 days worth it. Because not only was this a hell of a fun game to play, there are a ton, and I mean a ton of secrets hiding in this game. So you guys know the drill, I got 10 secrets you might have missed during the game. But because there's so many, this video is only going to include the first level of the game. You know, up until this part. Don't worry, we'll do the other levels later. And I've also left the best secret for last. Starting off at number 1, we've got a Chapter 4 teaser. You may have seen it by now, but it's this Poppy poster, referencing a carnival level that we've never seen before. It's one of the first posters you see in the game right before the Telefreak. I personally noticed it at the beginning of the Counselor's building, but it's definitely a location that we've never seen before. Considering it has Poppy on the front of the poster, that means the promotion that they made for this place is ancient just like the place itself. And at the end of the game, we go down a big blast door to a location even deeper than the place we're in now. So it might be where we're going next. On to secret detail number 2, Catnap's secret message. Right after you finish the piston jump puzzle, if you're fast enough, you get to see Catnap's booty running away from you. I completely missed it in my playthrough and a lot of other people did too. But if you slow things down, you can see that he's walking away from a freshly scratched out message on the wall. Peace awaits those who believe. And then he scurries away through the vents, just like Gregory. Anyway, I found this one quite interesting because it's the first time we actually see Catnap during the gameplay. Obviously not during a cutscene, but don't worry, we've got a lot more lurking Catnaps in the other secrets. Anyway, on to detail number 3, Catnap's listening to music? Honestly, this one is random as hell. If you go to the left side of the counseling building, in the darkness you can start to hear some music. If you turn some lights on with some hacks, you can see a Catnap plush sitting next to a radio playing some music. That music being an Easter egg for a YouTuber called CG5, who evidently makes a ton of video game music. This is Catnap trying to show us his complicated taste in music. But yeah, it's just on an infinite loop, just playing in the darkness. Anyway, on to secret detail number 4, Fun Bucks. Now this one's quite interesting because it delves into the lore of Playcare a little bit more. It gives us a hint as to what the daily lives of the children living here was like. That hint being into their currency. Throughout this area in Playcare, you see a ton of notes on the ground. I liken these to Monopoly money, and when you zoom in really close, you can see that they're called Fun Bucks, with the main mascot Huggy Wuggy on the front. And then if you go to any one of the vending machines that are sprawled around the Playcare and zoom in right down here, you can see that Fun Bucks are accepted as well. This tells us that the children had a currency of their own, a make-believe currency that was probably given out if they did chores and stuff like that. With that currency, they had the opportunity to buy snacks and chocolates and cool stuff like that, and most likely buy toys from the toy store as well. I'm sure the addition of an economy was exactly what the lifeless children wanted down in this deep hole. Snacks just make everything better. Anyway, on to detail number 5, Bonzo's Misadventure. Along with the carnival poster, another poster that we see is this one of Bonzo falling down a deep dark hole, which is an Easter egg reference to another Poppy Playtime release, Bonzo's Misadventure comic, where in that story Bonzo literally falls down a deep dark hole and then just rots away and dies. A little bit dark and a little bit sad, but it is what it is. He should have been looking where he was going. But it's also just an overall reference to the children living down in this deep dark hole, which is Playcare. You know, like a meta-narrative and all that jazz. Anyway, on to secret detail number 6, Poppy Paper. As we progress further into the story and have the power turn off, and are led into Home Sweet Home by the mysterious Ollie, who I think we can all agree is probably someone we can't trust just yet, right? I mean, he helped us get this far, but is this far even a good thing? We're just getting deeper and deeper into this place. And we all know what happened last time we followed a mysterious voice over an intercom, right? Do I need to remind you of the mimic? Anyway, back to the nightmare-scape of Home Sweet Home. This place has a ton of intricate secret little details. And one of the first ones you would never even think to look at is directly at the walls. You might think they're just ordinary patterns, just some boring wallpaper. And then as you get closer, you see that there's actually poppies in the wallpaper. Mob went to a crazy degree of detailing for this chapter. I mean, this level of detail after everything else that's already in this chapter is just chef's kiss. You gotta respect it. Anyway, on to secret detail number 7. There's multiple catnaps. As we begin the nightmare sequence, we enter the labyrinth of hallways, which are constantly changing on us. But if we no-clip and hack out of the game, we can see that the map of hallways is actually already set. And if you fly through those hallways, you're gonna find multiple catnaps just waiting there ready for you. In every instance, he's waiting for you to scare you in a different way. I counted a total of like 3 to 4 of them throughout the hallways, but there's a detail that I found extremely creepy about them. Every single one of these catnaps is staring at you right from the beginning of this chapter. No matter how close or far you are, they're always watching. As I was flying through the map, they were watching me from the sky, no matter how close or far that I got. And they were all doing it at the same time, which means as you're running through these hallways, they're already watching you as well, through the walls. But anyway, on to secret detail number 8. Matt Pat's in the game. Well, not exactly. An Easter egg towards him is. Remember the catnaps that I told you about? There's one that you see that just walks past you through the hallways. If you follow him and go down the hallway that he's walking towards, you'll find a dead end. But at that dead end, if you look up into the frame, you'll see 3 lines of text. A clap and a half to you, we'll miss you. A clap and a half to you is a direct quote that MatPat says in his videos. And the we'll miss you part is just a message from Mob Games and their development team to MatPat. Clearly MatPat's retirement has hurt a lot of people, including myself. And this would have been a last minute Easter egg that Mob would have included inside of their game, considering he announced it in the final weeks of their release. Nonetheless, MatPat is going to be immortalized in this game forever. I really hope I don't have to retire to be put into an Easter egg in a game as well. But anyway, on to secret detail number 9, the radio message. As we progress through the halls, we get a bunch of these radios telling us a bit of lore, but we eventually reach one of the radios that is ineligible. But if you listen closely, you can pretty easily tell that it's backwards talk. And when you reverse it, this is what you hear.
8/8/1995. You were supposed to be here. Why weren't you here? You missed the event. You missed the meeting. You missed the party. You have no right to be here.
Now, 2 major takeaways. The base assumption is that it's the prototype, who we've learned has the ability to take on other people's voices. And the other takeaway is that for some reason we weren't there on the Hour of Joy. It's almost like our character knew what was gonna happen, and because of that we avoided that day of work, which basically informs a theme that we see throughout this entire chapter, which is we're guilty of what we did and what we knew. And that's what's resulted in us coming back to make amends. But let's say we did know what was gonna happen on the Hour of Joy. How would we know that? What level of clearance would we have needed to know that sort of information? Or forget about clearance, we would have needed to know insider knowledge from the prototype that was going to happen. Or maybe we just got lucky. But the sense I'm getting is that we're the only employee that didn't show up for work that day. Anyway, on to secret detail number 10. They told us about Huggies' return years ago. Now, right at the end of the labyrinth hallways level, we enter this infirmary room where we see a secret VHS tape. This was definitely one of the most shocking and scary moments of the entire game. I mean, no one would have seen Huggy Wuggy actually exiting outside of the TV, and in his nightmare form as well. Now, what if I told you this scene has been hinted at before? Literally him coming out of the TV. Let me take you back to chapter 2. That was the first time we really started to get a bunch of lore and secret details in the levels. And as part of that, we got a whole bunch of murals and posters. They were sprawled throughout all of Playtime Co. A lot of them were promotional and meaningless. I mean, pretty much all of them were. Except now for this one. We had seen this photo almost 600 days ago, and it quite literally shows Huggy Wuggy coming out of a TV in the exact same fashion that he comes out of the TV in the Chapter 3 release. I even used this photo in a bunch of my videos and shorts, not knowing this would inform one of the most shocking scenes in Chapter 3 and his comeback. Not only does this show that they knew exactly what was going to happen from the start, there's secrets hiding in all of the early chapters that we don't even know about, and we won't know about until the later chapters, which is exactly the type of stuff that I love. Anyway, on to secret detail number 11, and this one is actually really sad. I'm sorry guys. Aeroga's retiring. You heard that right. I'm retiring. From only being a theorist and a secret hunter. Did I get you? Did I get you? I'm never quitting. I'm going down with this ship like a captain that's lost his mind, but I will be redirecting a lot of my energy, and that's to something that I love more than theorizing and secrets, and that's actually doing let's plays of horror games. And I've set myself one of the biggest challenges of my life. I'm trying to do a let's play every single day on my second channel, Aeroza. My goal is to get it to 100k before the end of the year, and if you guys help me do that, I will be eternally grateful to you. But anyway, that's enough plugging for now. I'll see you in the next top 10 secrets. Bye!